Hey, what up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Big Man MTG video. And today, I'm going to talk about my honest review of the Secret Lair Heads I Win, Tails You Lose Commander deck. Now, this deck, for aesthetic choices, it's wonderful. It's beautiful. The idea of having not only the different arts on both the front and the back of the card, but having it in foil, full art, it's incredible. It's insane. And I love that idea, but that's not what I'm focusing on. I'm going to focus on how it plays. I'm going to show you the deck list through and through. You get good value for $100. That is for sure. The commanders of this deck, it's a partner deck, which is fantastic. I think partners is honestly one of the best parts of Commander. I'm gonna keep it real, but it says partner with only this one other guy, so these two have to be together. So that's okay. I'm not too upset with that choice, but kind of ruins the creativity aspect you can do with this deck. Like you can't have Cinder Split and Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. You can't have those together. But that's okay. Why would you want to go double blue anyways? Freaking idiots. You want to go Okan instead, so you still have that is it deck. But anyways, let's get into the deck. Starting with the commanders. Okan, Eye of Chaos, and I'm gonna say Eye of Wisdom because I am not saying that name. Just gonna get it out of the way. Now, when you play this deck, you want to play this guy first. Every time. Like when you're like, I have 5 mana, I want to play my commander, you play this guy first because he's kind of your starting, you're revving your engine when he's out there. At the beginning of your combat turn, flip a coin until you lose. Whenever a player wins a coin flip, draw a card. Keep in mind whenever a player wins a coin flip. So, just for future purposes. Now, this guy gets you going. You start drawing your cards, you start going crazy. That's what you want to do. And then this guy, Okan, is for late game when you want to end the game because he does the same effect at the beginning of your combat on your turn. You flip coins until you lose. Whenever a player wins a coin flip, you double Okan's power and toughness until end of turn. This ability right here is so underrated because all you need to do is win 3 coin flips to kill someone with commander damage. That's right, kill someone with commander damage. That is crazy. And the amount of times you're flipping coins in this deck is insane. This right now, flipping coins, I will say it and I'll say it again, is a underrated mechanic. It is a very fun mechanic and it's extremely underrated. Now we got the commanders out of the way. Let's get into the deck itself. Now, the planeswalkers, Duretti Scrap Savant. Now you'll see half of this deck is artifact theme, having you sacrifice to return artifacts, search for artifacts, those kind of things. Like the deck wants you to keep these certain artifacts you have in your deck. The artifacts in this deck are extremely important to the deck. So you'll see things that try to get those back. Browse Eric, he's I'm pretty sure he's in the deck for his +1 and his -7. Well, mainly the -7, where you get to flip 5 coins and you can take out extra turns for all of them, the ones you win anyways. That's probably why he's in the deck, but also tapping a permanent and then untapping another target permanent is also a pretty damn good ability. So you never know. You never know. Now, now there's also in this deck a lot of things focused on your commander, haste, protection, all that fun stuff. We're gonna start off with this guy who was printed in Commander 2017. That's when I started playing Commander. I bought the Wizards Precon. My dumbass chose the worst one, but I had fun for the time I played it. But anyways, he has flying, which is a great mechanic. And commander creatures you control have or get +2/+2 and have haste, which you really just care about the haste part for Okan. So he can attack instantly and try to kill someone. That's why he's here. And Phrenic Sliver is only here because he can flip a coin. He has a really tough one. So either when he wins the coin flip, he blinks himself. He removes it and then comes into play at the end of the turn. And if you lose it, he dies. So he's in there only for the fact that he can flip a coin. Then Goblin Archaeologist, flip a coin, destroy target artifact, and untap him if you win the coin flip, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Can't go wrong with that. But if you lose him, he dies. You'll see that a lot. Goblin Engineer, he tutors for an artifact. And so that's the whole thing of getting the artifacts because you need certain artifacts in this deck for this deck to go crazy. And then Goblin Kaboomist, I kind of really like this card because you play him at turn 2 and you start adding up getting these landmines. And I think it's just good. Like, honestly, I do not mind this because you can start stacking those up and go crazy with them. Start sacrificing, dealing damage to attack creatures that don't have flying, and then flip a coin even when he's not here. I mean, it does 2 damage to itself, but he's not even here if he dies. So you just continue flipping the coins. Like, oh, he deals 2 damage to himself. Whoops, I do. Oh, well. But you still got to flip the coin. I think it's all in all like a good card in this deck. Now, the Minotaur is the only card in this deck I haven't played with yet. But from the looks of it, he's good. Cumulative upkeep, you flip a coin. Whenever you win a coin flip, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. I get to choose that. Whenever you lose a coin flip, the Minotaur deals 1 damage to target creature or player of an opponent's choice. Now my opponents get to choose. And I believe I get to choose the opponent that gets to do it. I don't know how that works exactly. But anyways, flipping coins, that's what you want. He's good at that. Card for Thumbless, copies instants or sorceries. You would want to do that. Very good. Flips coins. That's all you need. Moog's Assassin, flipping a coin. That's all you need. Usually when you lose a coin flip, you either lose the spell or something's dying of yours. So kind of a tough effect, but it is what it is. Niv Mizzet, it's for the draw cards. And whenever a player casts an instant sorcery, which is anyone really, including yourself, everyone's going to be casting instant sorcery spells, drawing cards. Always great. So Niv Mizzet is Niv Mizzet. Simple as that. Sakashima the Imposter. Really good card. It's just, copy. You want to use this Sakashima to copy your commanders so you get more of their effects. That's what you really want him to do. So that's why he's in there. Same with Spark Double, does the same effect. You copy one of your commanders, get the same effect again. Tavern Scoundrel. Oh, I love this card in this deck. You flip so many coins, you can get 10 treasures in one turn. It is fantastic. Fantastic. And also it has the ability to you sacrifice a permanent you control to flip a coin. So you still get that flip a coin effect, which is fantastic. You need that. So he's dual purpose. The Locust God. You draw a lot of cards in this deck. So you can create a lot of creatures, flood the board. You can use it to protect yourself against your opponent, or you can go crazy and swing in because all these tokens that you're making have haste. So this Locust God is really good. In general, all those gods were good except the Scorpion one, which I kind of wish had the partner mechanic on it. You can partner that with Karametra, I believe her name is. So you can make a -1/-1 counter deck pretty cool. But yeah, meh. Anyways, Tribute Mage, just like Trophy Mage and the rest of them. You search for an artifact, you put it into your hand. You need a tutor for the artifacts. You need your artifacts. Here's a Fortune's Flame. You can flip a whole bunch of coins, another coin flipper guy. And every time you win, you draw a card, and every time you lose, it deals 2 damage to you. And if you won all five, you get to play a card from your hand this turn without paying its mana cost. Now, getting the five can be hard unless you have certain things that enhance your chances to getting that positive coin flip. So he's a win. He could be an interesting choice because you choose five. You five. I can draw five cards, or you just take 10 damage and you just cry. So he's kind of a win loss area, but it's worth the risk. Go five every time. I don't care about your life total. Go for five. Now on to the sorceries. Blasphemous Act, good. Chandra's Ignition. So this guy is basically a board wipe on a body. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent. Yeah. So your Okan, let's say you flip 3 coins, you win him. He's like 24/24. You cast a Chandra's Ignition, targeting him. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent. So it's a board wipe that board wipes your board, sadly, if you have like a crazy board. But each opponent's boards as well. And each opponent takes 24 damage. He's one of the Okan, and this card is like a win con for you. Fabricate, shooting for artifacts. Fire Gambit, coin flipping effect. You flip the coins, you get the effects for winning the coin flips. Now, if you get six, what was it? If you win, it's a coin flipping effect. You flip coins, you get the effects. Kind of how that works. Gamble, search for a card, and randomly discard it. Gamble's a risk, but it's risk worth taking because it's 1 mana, so it's great. Ponder, preordain, you're digging through your decks. Reshape, you're getting an artifact, you're searching for artifacts. What you want to do. Seize the Day, which for some reason has a secret lair thing. Don't know why, don't really care. It's not in the deck. Seize the Day is not round two. Seize the Day is. Untap target creature, extra combat for these guys to get more triggers off. What you want. Spectrum Visions is just like Preordain and Ponder. Look for your deck. Look for your deck. Flip through space is also like that, except it has a cool feature on the card. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. You choose Okan. And then kill somebody. Then Stitch, then I'll Squeeze Revenge. When I played this card, I just chose like infinite. So you just flip coins until you lose. And then like I don't care if about winning all to draw 2 cards. I'm really caring about triggering these guys a whole bunch of times and drawing the cards off of these two. So Stitch in Time. This card is great. Flip a coin. If you win the flip, take an extra turn after this one. And if you lose, you don't. But it's only 3 mana. And you're flipping a crap ton of coins. And they have the chance to give yourself another coin flip to enhance your ability to get the effect, which is fantastic. I think this card is very good in this deck. Very, very good. Vandal Blast is Vandal Blast. We know that one. Chaos Warp, Counterspell. We know what those do. This long-term plans, a tutor for a card. You're tutoring for a certain artifact in the deck and putting it in. Muddle the Mixture. It's a counterspell, but also has Transmute, which is very good. You discard this card and search for a card the same converted mana cost as this card. Reveal it and put it to your hand, and then shuffle your library. You're going to do this as a sorcery. Now, this Transmute here on this card specifically, this card's CMC is 2. Keep that in mind. Because you're going to use this card to search for the best card in your deck. You have all these artifact tutors and certain tutors to look for one card. And that one card is an artifact. Eric's thumb. Read this. If you were to flip a coin, instead flip two coins and ignore one. So, all those chances you have to flip a coin are now double. So you get to flip two coins. And let's say you lose the first one, you're not out of the race yet. You can flip another one. And if you win that one, you just choose the one that you won and ignore the first one. So you basically have a second chance. It's a second chance when you flip coins, which is the best card in this deck. Hands down, the best card in this deck. And every time you play this deck, you are tutoring for this card because it basically makes you it go down like imagine like a ball rolling down the hill. You're going faster and faster and faster and faster and faster the longer Carrick's thumb's out there. So you want this card. So negate, Steamer Battle Mage gives a creature double strike, and if it has like power 4 or greater, which you're going to play this on your Okan, so he will have more than 4 power. He'll have trample, and that's what you really want. Word of Invention, tutoring for Carrick's Thumb. Anyways, bound to the artifacts. Ramp, we know what that is. Boom Pile, fun card. Flip a coin, if you win, destroy all non-land permanents. You put it up to the chance. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's all hilarious. You never know. Commander's Plate, very good card. It helps you protect your commander, as well as gives you that chance to swing in on somebody, and it not being basically unblockable because it has a certain protection from certain colors. Crooked Scales. Now this card I haven't really seen too much. Haven't really drawn it a lot. Two-target creature you control. Target creature an opponent controls flip a coin. If you win, destroy the creature that the opponent controls. If you lose, destroy the creature you control unless you pay 3 to reflip the coin. Interesting. Now I'm thinking this card isn't really that good. I haven't actually used it, so I don't know how it is in the game perspective. I don't really think that's really a good effect. Not gonna lie, probably the first thing I'd take out if I was doing an upgrade on this deck. But anyways, Embercleave, 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 Embercleave. Very, very, very good equipment. Costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature you control. And it auto equips. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. Auto equips. It gives it double strike and trample. And what you want to do is put that on Okan. Because let's say he is that 24-24 after winning 3 coin flips. His double strike and trample. That's gonna hurt somebody. That's gonna hurt somebody. That's for sure. Is a signet ramp. Carrick's Thumb, talked about it already. Lightning Greaves, you know what that is. Ramp. Shadow Spear, very good card. Very, very, very good card. Especially against those green opponents that all have Hexproof for some fucking reason. And those white opponents that for some reason have Indestructible. And you're like, what the fuck? So you can get rid of both of them and kill their creatures. Soul Ring Ramp. You know what this is. Sword of Vengeance. That you really care about that trample effect. The trample and haste effect, so you want to care about. The first trick and vigilance is great, but you really just care about the trample and haste. Ramp. Ramp. Unblockable and Shroud. That's what you care about. That's very, very good. Especially only for 2 mana. Very good. That's what you want. Enchantments. Close Encounter. This is another win con. It's also kind of fun because you need 10 or more luck counters on it. You win the game. It's really fun. I do like this card, and you get there surprisingly quick, like really damn quick. Football Crater, Trample and Haste. When you enchant it, a lot of it's Trample and Haste. That's what you. That's the 2 effects, 2 abilities you care about. Impulsive Maneuver. This card is fun. It's just stupidly, stupidly fun. It reads, whenever a creature attacks, flip a coin. If you win the flip, next time that creature would deal combat damage this turn, it deals double that damage instead. If you lose the coin flip, the next time that creature would deal combat damage this turn, prevent that damage. Keep in mind it says whenever a creature attacks. So that works on your opponent's creatures too. So when you start flipping them coins, oh, it starts a whole bunch of chaos. Hilarious. I love this card in this deck, especially because coin flip. You just kind of want those coin flips. And also, he works, Impulsive Maneuver works good with Okan, your win condition. So, very good card. Mirror March, also a pretty good card. I've I've only played it once. I was kind of impressed by it. It's good. It's good because you create tokens. So you create a copy of like whatever thing you place, and you flip the coin and you win it. You create a token that's a copy of it. It's good. It's good, but not as good as Impulsive Maneuver. I love that card. Planar Chaos. This one is also fun. So it has the downside effect of at the beginning of your upkeep, flip a coin. If you lose it, it's gone. But the second effect is fantastic. At the big, whenever a player plays a spell, that player flips a coin. If he or she loses the coin flip, counter that spell. That's what you want. Counter that spell. I've had one opponent play play legitimately all he could. Everything got countered because of this card. He couldn't do anything because of this card because he kept on losing the coin flips, which is insanely broken. But it's all up to chaos. He can either all win them all or lose them all. Is what it is. Propaganda, you know what that is. Risky move. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player gains control of a risky move. Whenever you gain control of risky move from another player, choose a creature you control and an opponent controls. Flip a coin. If you lose that flip, the opponent gains control of that creature. It's just a fun card that moves everything around, causes a bit of chaos. It's fun. It's a fun card. And also good because it has coin flip effects. That's what you really care about. And here's the land base. Now you have things, artifact recursion. Oh, look, artifact recursion. Just good lands, good lands, good lands. You know, all those lands you need. Oh, 2 to 4 artifact. Do it like that. You know, more lands, like crit out, no maximum hand size. Unblockable. That's what you want. Sulfur Falls, Temple, the temples, Caleria West, Transmute. Now, this card doesn't really make sense to be in this deck. You can't really transmute it. Because there's nothing that costs 0. Kind of weird, but this was based off Gavin Verhey's deck where he has a mana crypt in here, so he could transmute it to search for that. That doesn't really work here. We don't have that. If you're rich, go for it. We don't have that here. Training center, training center, center, training center, and a wandering from well. Now you can see the breakdown of the deck. A lot of it is also in that 1 to 3 area. That's where most of it is. But you have 1/9. Woohoo! Go the 9 spell. But yeah, that's the breakdown of it. Most of it's in red mana. And then, secondary is blue, of course. But yeah, that is the coin flip deck. Honestly, my honest review, if I gave it a score out of 10, I'd say playability, you'd be shocked. I thought this deck was not going to work for shit. But I was surprised. And actually it wins a lot of games, at least in my play group. And I personally think playability would be like an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Competitiveness, depends on the play group. Like in casual, really good. CDH, of course, it's going to be shit. It's fucking flipping a coin. They win by the time in CDH, they probably win before you get your commander out, which you absolutely need. But all in all, I give this deck a solid 9 out of 10. It is worth it in any way, shape, and form. It's playable. You get 3 times the value you're paying for it. It's just good. It's fun. It's a fun deck. If you want a fun deck, this is your deck. This is the deck. And it's only like I think it's reselling. Some of them are reselling for 150 now. So you still get 2 times the value. Who wants to turn down 2 times the value? So I think it's definitely a really good purchase. You get some cool arts with this. It's a good deck. It's not like something where it's just straight shitter. It's a good deck. Trust me. This has been Big Man MTG. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.